Hello, good afternoon. Okay. In the beginning, I would like to ask of you here, what is the existing challenges in BIM in the aspects of operation and manager level? What is the difficulties? Assume you are a manager, a BIM manager or coordinator. When you receive a model like this, what is the reason that could make this model? They are not coordinate. So you are not doing good of your coordination work, right? So maybe if I'm the coordinator, I'll think that, is it I got the wrong file? But why? Why I would got the wrong file? Because I don't have efficient communication with my team, right? Or is it computer mistake? I don't think so. It would happen, but seldom. So I think that most of the reason is the communication process. So you can look at this diagram. In this diagram, we have at least 4 parties here. In the top center, it is the owner of the project. And the different points, they are engineering firm, general contractor, and the bottom is architectural firm. Usually, when they are working, start working in their own team, architectural team, working with the architects internally, it will have no problem. They are coordinated well. But once they have to launch the project to other teams, such as structural team and MEP team, it will become more messy. For example, I am the BIM manager. When I need to receive all things from different parties, and then to merge it in Revit model or large web model, I find that many clashes inside my model. And these clashes, maybe the versions, they are not match. The model, they may be, the structure are not correct. So there are so many different reasons for this messy situation. So how could I manage the BIM project as a BIM manager? I need a good tool to help me to reduce the risk and manage the BIM project. And actually, before I introduce the tool, I'd like to show you this diagram. In this diagram, the white path, the bottom path, is the traditional way for a BIM project, and the header is different roles such as designer, engineer, contractor, and owner. When they hand over, for example, the designer hand over the project to engineer, the engineer needs to study the model to make sure everything is all right in the designer folder, and then they can make use of that architectural model and then build their own models. And then after engineer complete their work, they have to publish to contractor or send it back to designer. Then you will find that the vertical lines here is the time they consume for synchronize with each other, right? So they don't, maybe they use email, FTP, or Dropbox, etc., media to communicate and share the information. However, with the cloud solution, the process become very smooth. This is the green line showing the situation. And also, as a BIM director or the BIM manager, I need a tool to keep track of every team and the project performance. So how do you do it in the traditional or existing situation? You can only open that Revit model to keep track of everything. Or you maybe compare the file storage, the memory, the size of the file. For example, today I've got the model, the architectural model. It is about 500 megabytes. And then I have to keep track whether my team is really working or updating the file. I have to compare the size of the model, or do some clash detection to see that whether any new items has been added, right? And also, Even I've hand over, as an architectural firm, engineering firm, I hand over my model to contractor. The contractor, there's still, many of them, they are using traditional method, AutoCAD, many drawings they have to pin out. They have to, I think they have to handle all this drawing on site. So this is quite messy and not convenient. And one more thing, which is very important, especially for operator, BIM operator or IT manager. This is very annoying issue. When your BIM model or BIM project expanding, developing, many different versions, even if you overwrite, Revit has, it is default 20 versions of override. So your folder or your computer, you need to prepare a storage for a massive BIM project. So you have to buy a lot of hard disks, which means lots of money and cost and time to set up the whole thing for BIM project. And even you hand over your BIM model to your owner, to your developer, you have to do it before 3 or 4 years ago, I'm still a BIM coordinator. I have to hand over by CD-ROM or DVD or by hard disk or FTP. And then I send an email to inform my client I've done the work. I think that it could work, but is it necessary to do it? Because we have cloud technology. So I would tell you that BIM 360 can help us to sort out a lot of problems I've mentioned before. First of all, for BIM 360, if you want to use it, basically you don't need to install any software. You can use it by your PC, your browser, which supports of the common browser, Chrome, Firefox, etc. And also, we have the BIM 360 app in in the mobile device, so you can view your model anytime, anywhere. So BIM 360 actually is a concept that to connect all parties and all workflows, all BIM workflows for our BIM team. Not only the BIM manager, but also all the BIM stakeholders, including modelers, including owners, including developers, architects, etc. And you will find that inside that BIM 360 site, we have the document management module to collect all your information inside that site, which is unlimited storage. And then based on that site, you can also have many functions to be applied, such as design collaboration. Maybe you have heard that our C4R, collaboration for Revit. Maybe 2 or 3 years ago, no one knows C4R, right? When you synchronize the models with your team using the work sharing, you may need to ask your IT to set up a folder in somewhere in your company drive and then just sync it. However, when you have to work with other teams, you still need to just copy another or detach the work sharing file and then copy it to them. But for now, we don't need to do it because all things, all the process can be done by the design collaboration module in BIM 360. And also, we have the model coordination. Sorry for the wording. Model coordination, which is something like the online version of Navisworks. Do you know the 4 major functions of Navisworks? Anyone knows? The first function is simulation, right? The construction sequence, the 4D. The second one is the design review and the merge model. So you can have a lightweighted BIM model, which include all the disciplines. And we can also do some 5D, the quantification work in Navisworks. And the last one is the clash detection. Someone may ask me, actually Revit itself has the clash detection function. Why I have to use the clash detection in Navisworks? Anyone knows? Because when you run a mega project, you don't only use Revit You may also use some Civil 3D or other disciplines models, and Navisworks can accept compatible with about 40 file formats. So it is a great platform for you to merge all files there. And now we have the model coordination, which is just like what I said, it is an online version Navisworks. That means that you can get a real-time coordination of your model. And the field management and project management, which is in the later stage of your construction projects, which means your BIM model is ready for construction. You may have some safety issue checklist, quality commissioning checklist, and also have some submittal request for information RFI workflow. You can done it on our field management and project management module. Okay, so you can see the puzzle. This is the BIM 360. The red, blue, green, yellow. The BIM 360 is combined by 4 packages. We call it packages. And the right side, you see the modules. They are the functions of different packages. I'll explain to it one to one. Okay, inside this table, you will find that this is the the building life cycle. You will find that the left side is the conceptual design, detailed design, construction, and handover. Each stage, we have the BIM 360, different BIM 360 package to support it. In the first one is design collaboration, which means once your BIM model, the reference model, prepare, you can sync it to BIM 360. Then you can immediately do some markup review, and you can store different versions in that BIM 360. And document management, for the document management in the second bar, which means even you are not using BIM. My company is not using BIM. For example, I only use AutoCAD or PDF. You can also use the document management to help you to manage all the drawings, all the miscellaneous documents. And for the model coordination, which is for the construction and to the handover stage. And 360 layout is some total station device and apps. So I'll skip it for this one. For the field management, plan is for the construction stage. Building ops is a mobile apps for FM. Okay, when I talk about BIM 360, some clients, they have asked me, what is the security issue or permission right I have as a manager or owner? You will find that in this BIM 360 site, we basically classify the account admin and project admin. Account admin, which means you can create different types of projects inside your site. We can allow you to create unlimited projects in BIM 360, and account admin can assign different project admin in the projects. And inside the project, it also has 5 grades, up to 5 grades of the permission rights, which is very good for you to manage the project. So, for example, the owner, they may only can view, or even they can be the bottom one. They can view, upload, edit, or control. Okay, I will talk more about the docs package. And this is the environment of the BIM 360, which is a web browser I open in Firefox. And then this is the document management. I have created different folders in the plan folders. And then this is the drawings of the PDF. Actually, for the PDF drawings, let me show you a picture. Oh. In practice, we don't publish or print a drawing in only one PDF. We may have multiple drawings, say about 100 of drawings inside a PDF, right? And when you drag and drop that file in the folder, it will help you to automatically classify all the name, all the or the drawing number inside our BIM 360 because we have the OCR function, the optical character recognition, the computer visioning, yeah, very high tech. And then this function is also applicable to AutoCAD and Revit. Okay. You will find that there are two default folders. One is plans and the other one is project files. The project files is mainly for C4R, real-time collaboration use. I'll skip it because it is too technical. And for this one, this is very important to you if you are the BIM manager or owner. You have different drawings in your BIM 360, right? And then you want to compare different more versions or compare different floors of your building. We have this function for you. So you'll find that there are red and blue colors in different sizes. Actually, they are the same drawings, but two different types. So you have this line in the middle, and then just drag to right or left, and then you will find the differences. Also, some client, they have asked me whether we have some update of the folder. For example, I have teamwork. I'm the BIM manager, but I am not sure when my staff, they update the folder. Inside our BIM 360, when you subscribe the folder, whenever the person upload any documents to the folder or synchronize the model by C4R, you will get an email notification immediately. And also, we have a published log. So every record is stated here. And actually, we also have the activity log, which means whenever you open my folder, view my folder, I also have record. So every activities of your BIM project has been recorded in this system. So I'm going to talk about the design, which is related to our C4R, Collaboration for Revit. That is a very important concept for running the BIM 360 design. First of all, you have to understand we have a design collaboration loop, which contains 4 steps in this loop. The first one is WIP, work in progress, which means I'm the architectural designer. I publish the model in my work in progress folder in BIM 360. And then the second one is share. Share means after a month of my design process, I have to publish it to owner, to engineers to use my works for their further development of the project. So I have to publish the package. And then the third one is consume. The structural engineers received an email that I have published something. Then they have to review my model, whether it is okay for them to further develop. If they are not agree with my work, they don't need to consume the folder, just keep it. So in this process, there are no copy and paste. We have some buttons for you to click. So everything is built in the mechanism of the BIM 360. And then once they agree and consume my model, consume the architectural model, they can link with their structural model, and then go back to the structural model work in progress, and then continues this loop over again, and again. So you will see that this is the big picture of the operations of the BIM project. This is the folder and different teams. They follow this loop. I have a very complicated workflow chart. Maybe I give some explanation here. Just like what I said, in the beginning, architectural team, they have to set up a WIP folder in the BIM 360. Actually, this is not architectural team to set up. This is the project owner, the PM, to set up this folder structure, and then invite the architectural designers to BIM 360, and then they have to use the C4R. C4R is not a software, which is a plug-in function in Revit. Actually, in Revit 2018.3 or later version, they can use our new platform. And once they have prepared the model, they can publish to the share folder inside BIM 360. And this time, at this moment, structural and MEP engineers, they can enter to BIM 360 and then consume the architectural model and then bring it back to their own work in progress folder. And then maybe 3 months later, they have another versions of the publish. They put it on the share folder. And then this time, architectural team, they have the new folders. So you will find that, I would like to highlight one thing. The architectural model, they share, publish to the share folder, and then when the structural engineers decide to consume, actually in this time, they have at least 3 models, the same version in this BIM 360. But these 3 models, they are separate, no relationship, because it belongs to different teams. Okay. When a project maybe run a little bit, maybe half year later, you'll find that there is a bar here in the design collaboration module, which is the BIM, which is under the BIM 360 design. You'll find that different colors of the required swim lane or timeline swim lane, representing different teams. We have 5 companies here, and you'll find some bubbles. The bubbles is the published package, their own work. And then some are solid bubble, and some are empty bubble. Solid bubble means that you have published the works, and the other person, another team has consumed your work. But for the empty bubbles, which means you have published, but your work is not, maybe have some problems, they don't want to consume your models. So it will left it here empty. Okay? And you find that some are half solid, half empty, and have some numbers here, which means at that moment or at that time, there are few packages upload here and some has been consumed. To decide whether I have to consume architectural work, assume I am a structural engineer, I can view the models in BIM 360, the web page first. I can even compare different versions, for example, this version and the versions 2 weeks ago, to see that what things they have added, removed, or modified. If it is okay, then I can consume. Okay, for the glue. Under the glue package, we have the model coordination, which is, you see this table, this is the summary of the clashes, the matrix means that how many clashes to different disciplines. And you see that the outcome in the web page will be like this. For example, I found 300 clashes, and this is one of the clashes. And then it will list on the left-hand side. And the details, the elements, the names will be listed. And also, when I find the clashes here, I can send the email notification to relevant parties inside this BIM 360 team. For example, I can add some notes to tell him to change or do some correction of this one. And then this will be recorded in our BIM 360. It will become an issue listed here. So BIM manager will have a better organization of their work. Okay, for the bill package, bill is I think it is quite complicated in between these 4 packages. I'll talk about the easy one. And this chart, maybe you have seen it before in some presentation. In the upper one is the traditional workflow of the construction site daily work. The construction site, they may have a safety officer or the quality inspector. They have to fill in some checklists, some paper, and then filing into a room, into a box. This is the old practice or current practice. But for our BIM 360 build, we have the field management allows you to create the digital form of all these checklists and then distribute by your iPhone or tablet. And then they just fill in fill in the question here, or take some pictures, or make notes, and then all this record will be synchronized to our BIM 360. Okay. For the next one is RFI. The RFI workflow, to run this workflow, you have to set up the creator, manager, and reviewer inside your BIM 360 first, and then you can go process this workflow. And the submittal, which is quite complicated. I just quickly give a brief. Which means maybe you have some subcontractor, they have to submit some documents to you. So BIM 360 Build, they offer a platform or system for you to, for the subcontractor to submit all the folders inside the BIM 360, and the contractor or the general manager, they can receive that information in one single platform. And then they can go through this process to reject or, or accept the submission. And all these, the request for information issues, they can be exported to PDF or Excel format. And I think that one more important thing for all BIM or BIM modelers or operators, when you log into your BIM 360, you have a dashboard, which means it will mention or remind you that how many issues, how many updates are here, which is especially for you only. Different people, they have different records. And for a manager, they can have a statistic, which gives it the overview of your project issues inside this, in this week, or some checklist, whether the checklist has been done or still pending. So this is a quick overview of your BIM project. Do I still have time? I still have 3 minutes of time. Okay, let me go through it. So this morning, my colleague, he talked about Forge, right? Actually, Forge is a cloud platform, right? Cloud platform for developer, which is very far away from our BIM model, right? But actually, we can just know this name first, have some idea first. Maybe later on, we will have a chance to use it. When you have to use Forge, because you find that BIM 360, the function is not enough or not tailor-made, not good enough for you. You want to seek more powerful function, then you have to consider Forge to further develop something. Here I have an example. This example, maybe some of you have seen before. You will find that this is our BIM 360 environment, and then in the background, which is the panorama view, we use Forge to add that photo, the panorama view, in the viewer. This is the Forge can link up this function. And for this one, this is the largest work model. The large work model, and you see that some bubbles here, the red and orange bubbles, they are the sensor, Internet of Things, IoT. And the sensor, they have connected to this large work model and upload to the cloud platform. When you click on this bubble, click on the number of the sensor, you will find the real-time data, such as temperature, acceleration, lux, etc., to be shown here. So this is what Forge can do. And the other, this is more interesting, this truck, which has different options of the cutter or the blade, so it can change options. It is also done by Forge. So if you want to use or simulate this example, actually you don't need to write it over again because we have the source code for you. However, you have to know GitHub, 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 which is the open source platform for developer. to copy. At least you know how to copy it, and then give it to your developer, staff, or friends to take a look of it. And also, for BIM 360, actually, we have some ready-to-use app from Forge, and from different companies. They use Forge. We have about 40 different apps for BIM 360. This is the BIM 360 environment. You'll find the apps tab here. And then inside our app store, we also have BIM 360 apps. Okay. So I would like to summarize that why we have to use cloud for BIM for our project, because it is the good tool for BI management. As you can see, all the records, all the activities can be shown in BIM 360, and it can maintain the quality communication and consistency and the data accuracy. All data can be put it in BIM 360 because it is unlimited storage. And also, we can save costs. Just like my example said, you don't have to buy a lot of hard disks, no more. Okay. And lastly, you can develop your own tool or own function by Forge. This is the freedom that we give you. By the way, if you really want to use it or learn it, I've created some YouTube video here, but sorry, in Cantonese, 廣東話. In Cantonese, you can take a look of this one, and I'll keep updated. Okay, that's all for my presentation. Thank you.